The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 269 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're about to look at was requested in the comments down below. So if there's any decks you'd like to see and try to review them, just comment down below. And it happens to be another one of the Bicycle Archive series, and it is the Green Bicycle Old Fan Back playing cards. And these are still fully sealed in that cellophane. So we'll see if there's a pull tab and crack these open. And there's a pull tab right there. That one's nice and easy to get off. So we'll just peel that off. And you can see it's in a standard glossy finish tuck box. It says Archive Bicycle Old Fan Back, I guess Archive Series Bicycle Old Fan Back playing cards. And it's in that standard white colored tuck box with the green overlay. And it is a little bit textured, so embossed. So you can feel like the bicycle logo, this little bit of the spade and the playing cards down here at the bottom. On the side it says Air Cushion Finish, made in the USA with that little spade. Other side says Old Fan Back, 1885 with the little spade. On the bottom you got your information, you got the barcode with the Bicycle Cards website. And then it says 2023, which these came out last year. And then it says the United States Playing Card Company, made in the USA, the little cycling logo. On the back, got a sneak peek of that back sign. There's no seal. On the top, it says 808 Bicycle. On that on the tuck flap, you got some corporate information. On the inner tuck flap, just that glossy white finish. Now, if we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck box, it is just plain white. Nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. First, we'll start with that back design. And we have a mirrored back design with the standard white border going around. And it's in a white and green colorway. And as you can see, you got a little bit of that like circle design, kind of. You got the little circle design there in the middle. That little kind of cross or X kind of little shape there in the middle there. And you got a lot of like floral kind of designs within the back. Then you got that fan design there on either side there with the little expert kind of like bicycle rider there inside the little fan image there. And there's a mirrored back design. So we flip the image over. It's the same in both directions. Now for the cards you get with the deck, I guess we'll start with the deck's upside down. We'll start with this first bicycle ad card kind of, or information card. It says made in the USA since 1885, air cushion finish, paper sourced from sustainable forests, vegetable-based inks, proprietary premium quality bicycle card stock. On the other side, it's got their like little ad card, kind of like different social media links. Then for the jokers, here we got the classic bicycle joker there, with the US there in the corners there. You got the joker on top with the king on the bike. And then you got a colored version, so you got a black and white and a colored. Same image, just one's colored and one's not. And then for that custom Ace of Spades, you got that old style looking Ace of Spades with that old style bicycle font. It says number 808. Brand of US playing cards, you got that old spade style. There it says trademark number 8, 2303. And that's in the United States Playing Card Company, old fan back, made in the USA. And then the rest of the spades are pretty standard, but they're slightly older looking. You got that slightly older look to the spade. Because they do look slightly different than regular spades, but they are slightly custom, and you got the thicker numbers there in the corners. And then for the court cards, the Jack, Queen, King of Spades. Well, they do look pretty like standard. They are slightly custom, because they're the older style. They're supposed to look like the older style, hence the name, the Archive series. Well, they're supposed to look slightly older, but still kind of modern at the same time. This, this is what the modern ones were based off of. As you can see, they definitely look a little bit older. And then for the diamonds here, you got that custom diamond pip. More of like a bigger kind of diamond there, more straighter edges there, in a bright red colorway. And the court cards, once again, pretty like standard, but also that older style. And they still got pretty much the same colors. It's a little bit darker of colors because I think they're more brighter on the newer bicycles. And then the clubs, you got this like custom club pips and those old style looking court cards once again. Same thing with the clubs, slightly customized clubs. And then the hearts, pretty standard looking, but still custom to look like the older style. And then you got the older style looking court cards. And then those are the hearts. That older style custom look to it. And then the last card in the deck is a double backer of the back design. Now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And these are bicycle deck, so it should handle, well, pretty good, but you never know. It's always nice to test them out. And first we'll start with the springs, if I don't bump the camera. And straight off the bat, I can tell that this is definitely a thicker stock. They definitely got like stiffness to them. So you definitely have to put a little bit more effort and pressure into springing these. You can get them to flex, but it takes a lot of effort. So if you're used to springing cards, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but they are still like stiffer. Even if you're like used to like springing cards. But after a while, they'll get broken in and you'll be able to easily spring these. Like they even feel like after it's like 5 or 6, they feel like slightly broken in. Or you still need to like work at them and stuff to get them more broken in. But overall, they're really smooth though. Other than them being really stiff, they're pretty smooth. Now on to the fans. As you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and the numbers. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards that I can see or feel. Pretty consistent overall. Now on to the Pharaoh. It wasn't like the smoothest Pharaoh ever. They did catch, and I had to slightly shuffle them together. But they interlocked waved. Okay, nothing crazy or anything, because there is a bunch of spaces in between. And now for the giant fan of that back design. Now time for the reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh is a lot more smoother. As you can see, they just interlocked super smooth. And there's no like gaps in between, so flawless weaving together. Now for a giant fan of the faces. The cards want to slide out of my hands because they feel a little bit slippery, but I'm catching them pretty good. Now time for the Riffle Shuffle or Bridge Shuffle. Well, the Riffle Shuffles and Bridge Shuffles seem to be working pretty good. Decently smooth. Definitely not the smoothest deck. I've definitely seen a lot more smoother Riffle Shuffles, but these are still pretty good. They're pretty much with every other deck that I reviewed. Some are just way more smoother for some reason. But once you break them in, they start to get a little bit more smoother over time. Like they're pretty smooth right off the bat, but they get even more smoother the more you shuffle them. So pretty good for the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles there. Now time for a few pack of cuts. So overall, the pack cuts seem to be relatively smooth. No issues there. They weren't overly slippery where they want to slide out in my hands. No, they're decently packy. Like they stay packeted pretty good. No issues there, which is nice. Now time for the one-handed cut or Australia cut. Now time for the dribble, one of my favorite parts of the videos. Well, I gotta say, this is one deck that dribbles really fantastic. You can dribble them both ways and they both feel fantastic in either direction there. There's no issues with the dribbles whatsoever. I can just dribble cards all day, but I don't have time for that. So we'll move on to that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, Bicycle has done it once again. A pretty fantastic deck once again. And this is the second Archive Series deck that I'm reviewing in this series. I think there's 5 in this series, so this is number 2 so far. And it's pretty fantastic. They're in that green colorway with the white for background for the accents, or white and green colorway. And you got that old school fan back design. Nice classic design there. Pretty timeless. And then for the faces here, you got that old style look to it. So they're supposed to look like the older style cards. They still look pretty modern, but like you can tell that they definitely look a little bit older. They don't look super old, but they definitely look older, like one of their older decks from way back in the day. So overall, pretty fantastic design. Nothing bad to say about it. They look pretty good. And I like that old style design to it. And then for the handling, which you just saw, I found no issues whatsoever, except for when you first take the cards out of the box, like just spring them. They were a little bit more on the stiffer side, but now that I have shoveled them and got them all worked up and loosened, they definitely spring a lot more like flexible, like there's more flex to it now. So you just got to break them in. But overall, fantastic handling. No issues there. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 269 of Daily Deck Review. This has been the Green Bicycle Archive Series, the old fan back design. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.